I specialize in environmental justice, and especially environmental justice with regard to tribes in the United States. And one of the big issues in environmental justice is inclusivity. Do tribes get to participate adequately in environmental decision making? How tribes can create and sustain their own environmental programs. But unfortunately, a lot of people who are educated in fisheries and wildlife don't know a lot of the specifics about how tribal fisheries work. This project is a study in particular of how fisheries and wildlife education could become more inclusive by including tribal concerns.
I've been in the program and I've gone through fisheries and wildlife, and I can understand the management aspects of it. Going through that program has allowed me to realize that there isn't enough indigenous classes in the department, and a huge part of fisheries and wildlife management is working with tribes. It's helpful to me because Kyle knows a lot of the policy and law side of it, and I can understand some of the science and management. And so we're kind of meshing those together to bring what we understand forward to the university.
One of the things that I really like about Cal URI is the fact that it's supportive of projects that include different colleges in the university. One thing in the humanities is a lot of us are very concerned with issues about ethics, issues about justice, and looking at environmental problems through a justice and ethics lens. That's not just important to people in the humanities, that's important as well to people in the sciences. And I think that these collaborations between humanists interested in ethics and justice and scientists and people with scientific education and training who also are inevitably interested in these things is very, very productive. When I met Andrew and we talked about policy and the relation between science and policy, it was a really great opportunity to engage in some further research. Our project is trying to put together the literature on the policy and context of tribal fisheries so that that could be integrated into actual educational programs and actually could increase the knowledge that people get in fisheries and wildlife education about what they'll face, either working with tribal fisheries or working for a tribal fishery.
Kyle and I are going to speak to the Fisheries and Wildlife Club, and hopefully we can make a connection with the students for later on. We would like their support when we have an actual roundtable with the Fisheries and Wildlife Department.
Cal URI, one of the advantages of it is that it's an opportunity to work with somebody else. Even though I'm a faculty member and he's an undergraduate student, both of us bring a kind of specialty and experience to the project, and Cal URI has facilitated that collaboration. So in some ways it's not like he is doing research for me, or that I have certain expectations that he has to meet. Rather, we came up with the expectations together and we conceived of the project together, and we're carrying it out together by drawing on what each of us knows how to do.
Basically, with this project, it's allowing me to understand more in depth of where the history of fisheries, indigenous fisheries management, and I'm going to take that wherever I go, and it's really important to me.